Hi, today I wanted to make a quick reflection on a letter that I have just received. Now, normally when I read people's comments and I read people's letters, it's usually like a funny email. It's usually I'm taking the piece of some hater or I'm just pointing you out to the absurdity of some people's thoughts. But today's email is actually, it has a point and it's beautiful and it comes from a friend, and I think we should reflect on it because it does affect everyone involved in animal welfare, in animal rescue, and in any other social cause, actually. Let me read it to you. Why I thought about cancelling my support. Hi Viktor, I watched your comeback video and I'm sad that people do not understand that this is all about the pets. However, I too was considering stopping my financial support, albeit little, but for a completely different reason. I am concerned about Spain and its no laws for animals. Hunters can torture and maim their hunting dogs. Why are there still hunting dogs hunting animals? Spain and its bullfighting, also farm animals, deserve protection from inhuman and cruel handling. Spain is a civilized country, or so it should be, in Europe. Is there any other civilized country in Europe that has not yet established animal protection laws? All the support we give you to rescue a very small percentage of your suffering animals will not change the status quo. Laws would. Emphasis has got to be on implementing strong laws with strong punishments and not a slap on the wrist. I'm glad I am not born as an animal in Spain. Keep up the good work and try not to kill yourself while doing it, Viktor. I promise you I won't do that. I won't kill myself. Now, this letter comes from a friend of ours and someone that is supporting us. And I told her that I will write to her, but then I told her that instead of writing, I'll make a video about her letter. And because I really think that she raises a really interesting point. Well, first of all, it depends how you read this email. You can actually twist it around. You could say, oh well, why should I support the RSPCA when they already have so much support? Or why should I support animal welfare in a country that has established laws and developed laws? They already have it, so let's help the other countries where they have less means and they are less developed. But actually, that's not the real point that I would like to raise. That's not the most important one. Spain has animal welfare laws. Spain has animal protection laws. What happens is that they're very new, they're very recent, and they're toothless because they are so new. They haven't been accompanied by strong punishments, strong sanctions, because these laws are laws are nothing but a reflection of a society, and animal rights and animal issues is a very recent issue in this society. Therefore there are no strong punishments yet. In time, I'm sure they will. In time, I'm sure things will change. Sometimes when people in the States, in the UK, in other countries, they look at the current situation, they tend to forget that to get where you are, it took you hundreds of years. You can go back to the history of the RSPCA and see how difficult it was for the movement to start, and how the movement is not complete and it never ends. It's a complete succession of step forward, step back, step forward, step back. So we have laws, we don't have strong punishments, and on top of it, don't forget that laws are applied by judges. And very often these judges are older people for another generation with different values. They tend to prioritize other issues, not this. For the young judges, for the young lawyers, for the young activists, for the young Spanish person, this is a changing environment. Our friend criticizes us a lot because of the bad treatment of farm animals. It's awful everywhere, no matter where you look. I don't think there is much difference between an abattoir in Spain or in France, or the UK, or the US for that matter. Maybe aesthetics, but the end result, the killing and the suffering, is pretty much the same everywhere. This is why speeches like what Joaquin Phoenix did the other day at the Oscar ceremony are so important, because even if it seems like a subject that has been discussed and again, it's still very important that someone like him takes a stance and makes a point. And this is why yesterday every newspaper in the world was talking about Joaquin Phoenix's veganism and animal rights activism. And this is why it's so important that we, as a up-and-coming, should I say, YouTube channel that rescues animals one at a time, we continue our work, because it's important, because each one of these animals that we save has the power to tell a story, and it tells a story to hundreds of thousands of people. And if each one of you, the viewers, spread our videos, then the multiplying effect is huge, and then you can change things. I started this channel, 13, 14 years ago, I don't even remember. I need to look into it. And when I started, I could have never imagined that many years later we could have achieved what we've done. Now, there's very rare a day that I'm not on the streets and somebody doesn't come and talks to me, or I'm in an airport and someone comes and says, look, I'm one of your donors, I support your work. I adopted one of your dogs 10 years ago and he's still with us. And this dog has been an ambassador for adoption ever since. And this dog saved hundreds of lives in our neighborhood. And this dog met so many kids. And this dog educated so many kids and so many families and so many lives. And it helped improve society in the place where we live. And this is what this is all about. This is all about society change. And this change, you say that it comes from having strong laws and strong punishments. You know what? Maybe sometimes it does. Maybe sometimes it does in the short term. Nobody wants to have a fine. But in the long run, to change the society, you have to change the minds of the people. And you have to educate them. And you have to educate not only them, but their children, because they are the ones that really will change things. This is why the involvement of kids, youngsters, is so important. If this movement is only going to be led and by us, middle-aged people, we will never go anywhere. But it's our duty to educate our children and the children of our friends, and to use a platform like this one, YouTube, which has such a wide and spread audience, so that our message can spread all around the world. Now, there's a movie I like very much called Cloud Atlas. Many people find it incomprehensible. Sometimes I do as well, but it's very interesting. Check it out if you can. At some point, there's a guy there, which is a really bad guy. He tells his son-in-law something like, no matter what you do, it will never amount to anything. Because no matter what you do is only a drop in a limitless ocean. And the answer of the guy is yes. But what is an ocean if not a multitude of drops? Now, this is very important. We rescue animals one at a time. We save animals from extreme conditions one at a time. We raise funds one at a time, and we find them families one at a time. But the multiplying effect of what we do could amount to millions. And the power to change ideas and to change hearts, the power can only come through the telling of a story. And each one of our animals tells a story. So this is what we do. Now, if you're watching this video, you're probably one of our followers, and you're probably one of our donors or patrons, and you've been with us for many years. Are you thinking of canceling your support because we cannot change society as a whole? Or will you get involved precisely so that we can do that? Okay guys, that's it. Quick reflection. Thank you very much. Back to work. Take care. See you tomorrow.